Hello everybody, welcome to another journal with me video. I'm working in two journals in this video, mostly in my junk journal and then in my onion skin journal at the end. I'm starting off with a really super simple page here. I bought some new washi and I just wanted to swatch it in my journal really. That's all there is to it. The washi, all those tapes are from Bluebell Hill Crafts, which I'll link if you're interested. They're kind of Halloweeny skull bat ones, but I've said before, you know, for me Halloween is all year round. I like creepy things all year round, so you know, I don't care that Halloween has been and gone. But I wanted to do something in the background because I didn't have enough washi to fill the page, so I needed to make the page busier somehow. So I'm doing some basic stamping on craft using Versamagic chalk white ink, white and craft. Chef's kiss, it is my favourite combination. It's the best. And then adding the washi on the top, really. That first one is gorgeous. It's like black with sort of an iridescent foil, holographic foil kind of thing with sort of astrological type print. I don't know. It is one of those washis, and these are becoming more and more common lately, the ones where you have to peel the backing off. Really not my favourite kind of washi, but when it's pretty enough, I can cope with it. But have you noticed those are getting more and more common lately, the ones that you have to peel the backing off? I don't know, maybe it's just me. And then there's these two gorgeous skull ones with a rose gold print and a bat one with a rose gold print. I added a stamp, another stamp of just like a little phrase, I think it's in Spanish, and then a tiny little bit of journaling with a white gel pen, and that's it for that page. The stamps I've had for quite a while. They were an eBay purchase, so I won't be able to link those, unfortunately. One I think is Tim Holtz though, the one that's like the stitched effects. I think that's a Stampers Anonymous one, but I'm not 100%. So just a blank page here that I wanted to, if you've been around a while, you know I do this occasionally. I am a Cats Protection sponsor, and every now and again they send you some mail and like tell you what cat is in the pen that you're sponsoring. And yeah, I just like keeping it in my journal because cats are the freaking best. So I had this really cool envelope where the aperture for your address was a cat's head shape, like best thing ever. So I had to use that. Had to. And then I just had a couple of the little postcard size ones where it says the name of the cat and there's a picture of the cat, and then on the back tells you about the cat, and there was a little thank you card as well and the name of all the cats that have been in your pen this year or something like that. I did very basic decoration on the inside of that, just taking some bits from the various magazines and literature that they send you, sticking them in. And then I had to cut down that envelope to fit it in that space. Couldn't decide at first which way around to have it, but there we go. So again, really super simple, just something I wanted to throw in there. Next up, I'm using my HP sprocket here to print off a picture of some flowers my lovely friend Maddie sent me, and I had the little card that came with the flowers, and there's like a postcard that came with it as well, and I'm just putting them all together on this spread that already has a flowery page there, so I didn't have to do too much to it. I added some book paper to that postcard just to give it a little something else, adding some wide washi on the fold so it looks more interesting really. And I'm going to have that postcard kind of half sticking out as a little flip out. I added glue to it, and then I'm going to staple it in place as well, just because sometimes when you want to stick something down on top of washi tape, it will not stick very well, especially if it's quite a shiny washi tape. Double-sided tape almost never works, so that's why I used a mix of like the glue stick and the staples to make sure it really stuck down there. Then I put the picture in that little note card that came with the flowers and stuck that sort of down, half on the flip out, half on the postcard, and that's really it for that part. And then for the flowery page, I was like, what do I want to do here? I don't really want to cover up all the flowers because they're so pretty. So I thought I would do some really basic collage with, this is a new edition. This is the Antiquarian sticker book, but it's the newer one out. It's called Bibliophilia. I pre-ordered that in like April this year, I think, and then of course completely forgot about it until I got the dispatch notification. I was like, oh, that's a nice surprise. So I wanted to use it, and I'm pulling out, just going through the whole thing, any sticker that appeals to me, I pull it out and then I put it to the side. I stick it on something, a plasticky surface, so I can easily remove it, like there, sticking them down on my stapler. And then once I've gone through the book, I then arrange where I want them, stick them down. So again, I'm just doing a really simple collage, trying not to cover up too much of that really pretty floral background. I always add glue to the back of these stickers that are in sticker books because they're not very sticky. They're designed to be removable, so that's why. But it doesn't bother me. I know some people get really annoyed about it, and that's fine. But again, it doesn't bother me personally. I also quite like it because you can kind of trial out where to put the stickers before you then properly stick them down before you add the glue kind of thing, so quite handy for me. Have this really pretty sort of scrap of die cut lattice paper, I don't know what else to call it, and I thought that would look really nice covering that. You can still see what's going on in the background, but it adds a really nice extra element, and adding lots of layers is my favourite thing to do. But I did pull off a couple of bits there where the fold is just, they got in the way of the fold, and it didn't look very nice. Oh, here I thought I'd add a pretty ornate corner to that postcard, but it was way too thick card for my punch, so that was a fail. So I just cut the corner off instead. There you go, job done. Hid my mistake, and it looks fine. What am I doing? Oh, this one, I realised when I did the stuff with the Cats Protection sponsor stuff, I've done like nothing in this journal about my beloved cat, so I had to do some pages about him because he is my baby and I love him. So printing off some more pictures of him, again using my HP Sprocket. A little thing about the Sprocket, by the way, it makes a great Christmas present, just, you know, FYI. But has anybody noticed that the paper is getting harder and harder to get hold of? The Sprocket paper or any kind of zinc paper. You can also use the Canon Zoe Mini paper as well, but it's either really hard to get hold of or it's so much more expensive than it used to be. I wonder if there's like a shortage of the zinc paper. I don't know. But yeah, I've tried to use I never know how to pronounce this brand. That one. They have zinc paper as well, but it does not work in the Sprocket. It prints really, really poorly. So anyway, just if anyone has a good source of buying the paper, that would be great, because the cheapest I found it works out at like 65p a print, and yeah. Anyway, what I'm doing here is just collage. I'm not doing any journaling at all, just collage. That paper with the lovely vintage and cat theme was something that was in a previous journal, but I cut a signature out of my previous journal when it was getting too chunky, but obviously I kept the paper, and I'm just going to have it as a little extra page in my journal, so sticking down the back part of it, so you have the inside and the front page to do stuff with. But again, I'm adding scraps and collage and pictures of my cat, both pictures kind of silly. In one he has a little blep, and in the other he's just lying on his back and has a funny face. This little box here, I tend to keep little bits and pieces of stuff that I put in my junk journal kits in my Etsy shop. Like sometimes I shop my own shop occasionally, so I can include the bits that I'm selling in my own shop, if you know what I mean. So it's just a little box that occasionally I go through and I pick out a couple of bits so I can use it in my own journaling. And here are some rub-ons. I love using rub-ons or transfer stickers, if you prefer. They are pretty much one of my favourite junk journaling or general journaling products. I'm obsessed with them. I thought these lovely sort of lilac-y lavender flowers went really, really nicely with the whole general colour scheme of the paper that I'd used. Then going through and finding some other random stickers, some sticker flakes that I thought I could add. Again, it's a simple collage. I'm not adding any journaling. I'm not making space for writing. I just wanted to add pretty things to paper, and you know, it brings me joy. Adding some ripped up washi around the photos so they stand out a little bit, and then I thought I was done, but then I decided actually I want to add a little bit of stitching to this. So I did that off camera, but you can kind of see, like, I added that sort of lacy thing at the bottom there and stitched that in, and did some random stitching here and there. I think it looks nice. And then also some faux stitching I'm adding here with a black Posca paint marker as well. I think it adds quite a nice layered effect to have both the real stitching and the faux stitching on there. And I think that's pretty much for this little page. Oh, before I stick it down, I am going to add a little bit of Tattered Rose Distress Oxide around the paper, because the paper that I'm sticking it down on is larger than the paper I'm sticking down. So just so something an element from that paper is on the backing paper as well, ties them nicely into each other, and I had used tattered rose on some of the bits that I collaged in to that as well. And is this the last thing I do in my junk journal? I think it is. Yes, it is. So I'm going to move on to my onion skin journal next. I'm just going through the pages that I've done first, adding a couple of tweaks here and there if needed. This journal is getting pretty chunky now, so I don't know how much longer I'm going to be in it. Actually, there's a fair few pages that need something adding to them, but I can't add too much because it really is getting very, very chunky. So maybe 1 or 2 more videos in this one. But now moving on to my onion skin journal. If you are unfamiliar, the onion skin journal is made from shocking onion skin paper, which is quite translucent, and for some people might be like, why would you want that for a journal? But I really like the effect. I think it works beautifully. Onion skin paper is just delicious. I love it. Fun fact, not actually made out of onion skin. It's called onion skin because of what it looks like onion skin, not because it is onion skin. I think a lot of people have been confused about that. But I'll link the website to where you can get them from if you're interested. I have no affiliation whatsoever with them. I just love it. For this page, I felt like doing a William Morris vibe or aesthetic for the whole page. As I've said before in this journal, I don't tend to do themed pages. I generally do decoration in whatever style or aesthetic that I'm feeling, and then I add journaling, which is very rarely related to that. So yeah, that's what happens in this journal most of the time. The stickers from the William Morris sticker book are the same kind of thing as the antiquarian sticker books in that they're removable stickers. They also have massive white borders on them. So on those simpler shapes like the circle and the square, I cut off the white border, and then for that flowery shape I did it on the first one, and it was so much effort because of, you know, like the stickiness. It's hard to fussy cut something sticky, and it wasn't worth the time that I put into it, so I didn't bother with the other 2 flowers that I stuck down. And you know, you can see the difference, but it's not that obvious and it's not really bothering me. The William Morris washi tape I'm sticking down, I can't remember where I got all of it from, but this one here, and maybe one of the others I'm fairly sure, was from the washi tape, the shop I mentioned earlier, Bluebell Hill Crafts. And they're MT tapes as well, so you can find them in other places as well. And yep, here I am adding my journaling with a new pen. Yay, new pen. Another new pen, my goodness. This is a Sailor, which is my favourite pen brand. It's a Sailor 1911 standard in maroon with a medium-sized 21 carat nib. So, yum, love it. Such a beautiful writer. I'm obsessed. And the colour of that maroon is yummy. What else am I doing? I filled up a couple of awkward gaps that I thought were on that page, added the date, and that's it. And I thought that was going to be it, but then I think the next day or the day after, or at some point, I got another delivery of some goodies that I'd ordered for myself. Again, these were from, I think they were from eBay, so it's hard for me to link them. But it's mostly a load of rub-on / transfer stickers. A lot of them I already have, but I'm buying spares because, you know, I use them. I also got these really cute little wooden stamps that are like clips, like bulldog clips and stuff, so you can stamp a bulldog clip on your page without having to actually use one and take up all the bulk. I thought they were super cute. And then I bought these 2 sticker packs of long stickers, for want of a better word. One is all book spines, like lots of classic books mostly, but yeah, spines of books. And then this one has kind of embroidery themed, like just general vintage embroidery. There's embroidery scissors and measuring tape and a couple of things of like old vintage nibs and book page, you know, that sort of thing. Just gorgeous vintage aesthetic. I love it. So inspired by the new things, I decided to make a very vintagey brownie kind of page. I used a scrap of paper and added some Distress Oxide in tea dye. I'm adding some very autumnal leafy transfer stickers in that little awkward gap I left at the bottom there, and I'm going to add those long stickers. And you can cut them down as well, like the one that has the embroidery scissors and the fountain pen nibs. I decided I just wanted the scissors, so yeah, obviously you can just cut them down. Sticker flakes like this, I often hear people like complain about them being hard to peel, and I get it, which is why in my Etsy shop the stickers I make myself when I do flakes. They have like a little border around them, but I still use these kinds as well. I find if you just have to push them off the backing with your nail, but if you can't do that, or if you don't have longer nails, another good thing to use is a little pin. Just get a little pin, push the sticker off the backing that way. That works for me anyway, but just in case you're one of those people who really struggles with those sticker flakes, because I know there's some of you out there, then hopefully that works. Some of the scraps I'm adding, I think they're all from my little miniature scraps box, and playing around with the stamps. I always, when I have a new stamp, I do a test stamp with it just to see how it's going to turn out, because you don't want to have that first initial stamp on your spread and then it turn out to be a really terrible stamp and ruin your entire page. So always do a little test stamp. I'm using not distressed, archival ink in sepia for most of my stamping, I think. I added this gorgeous brown, like huge sticker, and then a little bit of washi tape at the bottom to make it look as like it's a dried flower that's been washi taped in. Little scraps of washi as well, which I think are Tim Holtz, and also going to add some of these Tim Holtz clippings stickers as well, which I always add extra adhesive to, because the clipping stickers, any kind of cardstock stickers really, I do not trust them to stay stuck. Adding just a bit of depth and stuff here, a little bit of like extra colour with this is a Stabilo All pencil in the colour brown, and I will go back and activate it with a little bit of water in a bit, but I will stamp the date first, and I think then I will add my journaling in that gap there. Yes, just testing which pen I want to use based on what ink it has inside it. I wanted to use a brown, but I didn't have any pens inked with a brown, and I'm far too lazy to have to clean a pen and then re-ink it just for the sake of one journal spread. Nah, that will never ever happen. So we went with grey instead, and then I decided that at the bottom right area there needed something to fill up that space where the creamy coloured paper was. So just a couple more of the clippings, stickers, and I'm going to bring in that Stabilo All pencil again to go around them to add a bit of depth, and then activate it with an aqua brush. And after that is done, I think that's going to be it for that spread and it for this video. Thank you so much as always for watching. I know I'm not around as much these days, just got so much going on. I think it's been over 2 weeks since my last video, which is one of the longest periods I think I've ever had on YouTube without going away or something like that. But as I said, just life at the moment. Oh, need a break. Anyway, enough moaning. Thank you so much for watching. Relevant links in the description as always. Please leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed. Chat to me in the comments. And I'm going to go. Thank you again. Bye bye.